Walang mapait na kape at nakakainip na araw sa Keroppi Podcast. Welcome once again mga kaibigan. Welcome sa Keroppi Podcast. So, another episode na naman. I think this is the second episode, no? So, for today's episode, ang ating pag-uusapan ay yung tungkol sa nabasa ko na libro. Well, actually, binasa ko 'yun because it's from an app called Headway. Tapos yung app na 'yun, ang ginagawa niya is parang sina-summarize niya yung buong libro into very, small, summary. Parang siguro and then it also has, what we call this, parang audio. So, it can read it for you. May gano'n siyang feature. So, kaya medyo nag-confuse ako at first kung ang sasabihin ko ba ay nabasa, kung pinakinggan ko lang din naman yun, 'no. Pero no, I read it. So, yun. So, I read a book, it's called, ano ba yung pangalan nun ulit? For a while mga mams 'no, hanapin ko muna. So yung libro na binasa ko is called Leadership in Turbulent Times, ayan, by Doris Kearns Goodwin. So yun, dun sa yung sinabi ko sa Headway app. So by the way, this is not a sponsored podcast. It's just that yun lang yung ginagamit ko, lately, in terms of getting information, through a book. Kasi hindi ako into reading books kasi na mahahaba. I mean, alam naman natin na ang book makakapal, gano'n. Maraming information, maraming babasahin and all of that. So, I'm into small, or yung parang mga maliliit lang na mga articles or I mean, mga materials such as articles, mga blogs, mga news. So, something that you can read in just maybe 30 minutes, ganyan, or the longest siguro is an hour, 'no? Parang yun na yung maximum, gano'n, na pagbabasa. So, mga gano'n lang and then I want that information parang straightforward, parang gano'n. So, yun. So, there's this Headway app. So, ang ginagawa nila is yun nga, sina-summarize nila yung buong libro tapos, parang, lately ang napansin ko parang up to 7, let's just say chapters or segments lang yung nandoon. So, I'm not sure kasi of course hindi ko naman binasa yung libro kung ilang chapters yun, but I assume parang merge nila yung mga chapters into something na kung ano talaga yung parang gist ng buong libro. Tapos yun, for example, may 4 na parang topics na diniscuss doon pero in reality dun sa libro it could be mas in-expound pa doon pero doon sa Headway nga sinummarize na siya in a very short period lang talaga siya. So, I think mga 15 minutes lang siya kung babasahin mo or less, depende sa libro. Pero yun nga, balik tayo sa nabasa ko na libro na Leadership in Turbulent Times. So, itong libro na 'to, parang it's actually a book for mga leaders, mga gano'n. So, more on the career side tayo, mga sir and mga ma'ams. So, do'n sa libro, diniscuss yung mga leadership styles na ginawa or pinamalas ng mga presidente ng Amerika, 'no, during their times. So, meron siyang, parang 5 yata 'yun. May 5 leadership style siya na binanggit doon. So, first is yung transformational leadership, next is transactional leadership, then crisis management, tapos turnaround leadership style, and visionary leadership style. So, ilan na 'yun, 5 'yun, 'di ba? So, leadership 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'yan. So, merong 5, um, leadership style na pinamalas ng mga American presidents. O, 'yan. So, unahin natin yung, yung transformational leadership ano. So this one is a style kung saan yung leader is yung parang pinaka-goal niya is ma-transform yung for example yung organization or yung group or yung or maybe your nation no ma-transform into something into a different version of it. So for example, if it's in your company, in your career, in your group, in your yun, sa mga ganong level lang. Kasi parang masyadong malaki na yung nation, no? But sa mga gano'n lang, sa mga maliliit lang na mga groupings. So transformational meaning, for example, yung leader mo gusto niya na magbago yung mga processes, yung mga gano'n. So ito yung klase na style na ginagawa nila. So Um, some of course, because it's transformational, no? So there will be a lot of changes. And alam naman natin na pag may changes, so merong mga, mga pain, mga ganun. Kasi of course, that's part of the change, no? So may mga bagay na we need to let go, we need to really change, kumbaga magre-reroute, mga ganun, or magdi-detour, depende sa kung ano yung kailangan. And doing that one, sometimes yung mga kinagisnan na natin, medyo we need to eradicate it slowly. We need to transition, ganyan. And as a leader, you need to parang negotiate or parang you need to influence your members to be able to reach that goal na mag-transform yung, for example, yung group niyo or yung process or for example, yung nation. So you need to put, parang Parang get them on board sa idea mo para it will help din naman, 'di ba? So, ayun. So, yun yung parang transformational leadership style. So, medyo mahirap siya for me 'no, kasi it requires negotiation tsaka mga gano'n, mga, pang-brainwash, charing. Hindi naman pang-brainwash siguro, but more on parang giving them siguro mga examples or parang parang mga vision mo sa buhay, charing. Not vision, pero mga vision mo sa ano, sa goal mo, 'di ba? Kung ano yung parang end process nun, ano ba yung parang i-expect nila para ma-excite sila 'no, to continue or help you, transform whatever your goal is. Ang sunod naman ay transactional leadership style. By the way, hindi 'to ano 'no, parang hindi 'to sa pagkakasunod-sunod or parang if you're a leader dapat ito yung path na gagawin mo. Random 'to, parang parang hindi mo siya random. Siguro hindi siya pagkakasunod-sunod. Parang sinasabi ko lang kung ano yung, um, ah, na nabasa ko dun or yung limang styles 'no. Wala siyang like ito yung dapat yung mauna or something like it depends sa kung ano yung kailangan. 'Di ba? So, ano yung need ng group niyo or ng organization or ng country. Pero yun nga, sinasabi niya lang na ito yung mga style na ginagawa ng mga leaders depende sa need. So the first one or the second one is the transactional leadership. Again, hindi ito pagkakasunod-sunod. So, ano lang 'to, it's just so happen na ang next sa list ko is transactional leadership. So, ano ba 'to? So, this one is a very common na ginagawa 'no, especially kapag nasa platoon na yung, yung team or yung organization mo, yung parang maintenance mode na lang kumbaga. Yung wala masyado tayong goal sa life, gano'n. So, ito yung to make sure na yung mga members mo, they're still healthy in terms of kung ano yung needs nila, you're able to, um, parang anong tawag dun, parang, ano ba, yung need nila is ma-fulfill mo as a leader, yung mga gano'n. So, kunwari smooth, this one is talking about the smooth sailing na, paglalayag or ng journey ninyo going towards your goal, 'di ba? Of course, hindi naman parating may ganap sa buhay. Hindi naman tayo anong tawag niyan, hindi naman 'to isang teleserye na parang sunod-sunod yung mga problema. So, in real life, meron naman tayong parang mga gaps. So, during those gaps, yung parang tahimik lang ang buhay, transactional leadership style ang ginagawa ng mga leaders. And that is making sure na healthy yung mga members or they're still continue, doing what they're doing, and then continue pa din sila, yung goal nila is still, um, with the goal na sinabi mo during siguro nung first part, 'di ba? For example, you want to champion something. So, of course sinabi mo ito yung goal, na-negotiate mo na sila, na na-pursue mo na sila. So, meron na sila, they're on board na. So, to keep them on the ship. So, yun. So, one of the examples siguro ng mga ginagawa na nakikita natin sa leadership or sa organization is yung mga, for example, work-life balance, 'di ba? Yung mga mental health, kineso, yung mga ano, yung mga perks na binibigay, especially sa mga BPO or sa mga hindi naman, kahit hindi BPO, kahit sa anong company. Yung mga ano pa ba, um, yung mga promotion, yung mga merit increase, yung mga gano'n, to keep them happy. Yun yung parang pinaka-main point ng transactional leadership, eh, to make them happy by providing their needs, 'no? Hindi lang puro kumbaga kung sa ano pa, parang sa slavery style, parang, hindi ito yung parang you keep the slave, you keep punishing the slave to continue working. It's different, it's the other side, kasi hindi naman 'to slavery. So, yun. Siyempre sa journey natin hindi naman parating smooth sailing, ano. So, of course hindi naman gano'n. So, may mga problemang dumarating, especially if you're a president, for example, or even if you're not a president, may mga crisis talaga na dumarating sa ating buhay. And this leadership style is not just for leaders, no. I think this is for everyone. This is very important for everyone, able to manage crisis, gano'n. So, it just so happen na, of course, 'pag leader ka, you have heavier loads, 'no? Because you're not just, looking out for yourself, but you're also looking for others, yung members mo, tsaka yung goal mo sa buhay. So, ayun. I mean, not sa buhay, but yung goal mo as a as a group or as an organization or as a president. So, ayun. So, may mga crisis na mga dumarating. For example, yung mga bagyo, mga gano'n, mga lindol, or even if hindi siya force majeure, yung mga inflation, mga gano'n, mga economic stresses. So, yun, it's the ability of a leader to be able to adapt. Parang siguro one of the skills kung to be able to have this kind of style is the leader must be able to adapt to changes rapidly, and not just that one, but also, double up yung kaniyang negotiation skills and persuasion skills din. Kasi of course during crisis may mga constraints and all of that, right? So may mga ano, like for example, kailangan ng mga, and even budget constraints din, ano. So sometimes kailangan natin ng mga tulong sa ibang country, for example, or sa ibang organization. So you need to persuade them na tulungan kayo. So yun nga, mas double. So kung doon sa transformational leadership, yung inaano mo lang is yung members mo. In crisis management, there is a chance na you will go beyond your group, 'no, to gather some help kasi nga crisis, kasi nga may problema. Pero depende 'yun, 'no, maaaring 'yun ang mangyayari, or you are also, dapat yung decision making mo mabilis. Mabilis kang makaano um, ng decision, maka-create ng decision na, let's just say reasonable. Gano'n na lang siguro, kasi of course kung mabilis kang mag-decide, maaaring there's a chance na maaaring mali yung decision mo, right? Pero at least yung siguro hindi lang faster in terms of decision making, pero more of parang ano rin naman, parang somewhat balance. Mabilis pero ano, reasonable. Parang kasi yun yung required during the moment, 'di ba? Mga gano'n. Mga gano'ng skills. So marami, feeling ko mas marami pang skills. Of course, if you're going to read siguro dun sa book, baka doon na-enumerate yung mga skills required. Pero of course, because this is a summary of the book, 'no, so parang sinabi na lang niya na a leader must have this kind of style. So yung crisis management style, no? So ayun. And for me also, itong leadership style na 'to is one of the difficult na, na style. Kasi personally hindi ako magaling sa persuasion, negotiation kind of thing ng mga skills, no? So, if I'm going to rate this one in terms of difficulty level, so ito yung pinaka number one na difficult crisis management kasi parang everything that you will do in the transactional, leadership style, ido-double mo siya plus more depende sa need, 'di ba? So parang double work, 'yan. So for me, crisis management leadership style is the most difficult, and next is the transactional leadership style. Pagkatapos ng crisis, of course, kailangan nating bumangon, ano. So, there's this turnaround leadership style. So, of course, hindi naman 'to almost or always dun sa after ng crisis. Of course, may mga bagay-bagay din naman na even if wala namang crisis, but we need to turn around, 'no? We need to make some changes, 'no? So, for example, if you're a leader and you want to change something, hindi nam not necessarily. Kasi yung parang for me, yung transformational is parang long term yun, eh. Ito namang turnaround is parang short term lang, parang detour lang, gano'n. So, sometimes during our journey towards our goal, we need to detour, 'no? We need to do some shifting in our gears, maybe, gano'n. So, or yun nga, detour. So, kailangan natin na mag-change a little bit or maybe gano'n. Basta you know what I mean. So, turn around leadership style ang kailangan mo. So, ano naman nito, so, um, siguro yung skills na needed mo dito is again, yung persuasion and negotiation skills mo to pursue them kung bakit tayo magde-detour, 'di ba? Parang meron kang business case na ipe-present sa mga stakeholders mo or sa mamamayan if you are a president, gano'n. And, dito naman is mame-measure mame-measure mo dito din yung pagiging artistic mo. Artistic in, na hindi yung parang artistic na magaling kumanta or not, hindi gano'n. Artistic in a sense na yung or hindi pala, parang mali yung artistic na term. Creativity pala magandang magandang term. Yung pagiging creative mo in negotiating or persuading people. Kasi especially yung mga tao na for example, walang crisis, ano, this is an example na walang crisis. So, you're in a good journey and then you as a leader, you find out na, oh, parang in the horizon, parang there is some balakid sa buhay, sa journey niyo. So, and of course, yung mga members mo, hindi nila yun nakikita kasi ikaw nga yung leader, di ba? So, mas nakikita mo yung wider horizon. And and sometimes, especially in organizations, sometimes may mga information na hindi dapat sinishare sa outside your levels, gano'n. So, you need to still keep them on board without telling them kung ano ba talaga yung nangyari. For example, if you're a captain sa isang barko and then meron kang mga passengers dun, hindi naman care ng passengers kung nakikita mo yung icebergs, yung iceberg or yung mountain dun or yung rock, 'di ba? Hindi, of course, it's your responsibility na hindi sila mag-panic, right? So yung mga tao lang na involved yung sasabihan mo is of course yung mga crew mo, ganyan-ganyan. So kung ano yung kailangan nilang gawin to shift. And sometimes yun nga, because you are the captain nga ng barko, so you need to, um, parang negotiate din some people. Kunwari, assuming yung sa Titanic, 'no, so sa Titanic hindi naman manual, may mga manuals dun yun. So yung kanilang machine, may mga tao dun na, tinatawagan nila from the ano nga yung tawag nung ano, yung sa bridge, yung sa captain kung saan nagda-drive yung mga yung kapitan, yung mga piloto, gano'n. So, tinatawagan nila yung machine na na they need to click this one or kung ano man gagawin nila to siguro pabilisan yung takbo or they need to change gear or to shift from different direction, ganyan. Sometimes, of course, in reality, of course, maaaring hindi naman nila yun nakikita 'no. So, you need to describe to them kung ano yung kung bakit ito urgent, ganyan. So, of course, hindi naman always barko 'no. So, that's just an example, parang analogy lang na barko. But of course, in reality could be nasa organization ka or maybe you're the president or ganyan-ganyan, mga ganyang klaseng leader. So, yun nga sinabi ko na may mga information na hindi naman kailangan malaman ng mga members mo kung ano talagang nangyayari, but you need to still pursue wait, parang tama ba yung term? Persuade or negotiate them na, maano yung gusto mong mangyari. So, para ma-turn around, 'di ba? So, ayun. Now in crisis naman, so of course, during after crisis, you need to make sure na, you're able to immediately, 'di ba, parang adapt the changes. Of course, hindi ka naman 'di ba, sometimes there are crisis na parang hindi na siya applicable, yung usual na ginagawa natin kasi nasira na or something. So, you need to immediately adapt sa change. At dahil diyan, because of that redundant yarn. Anyway, so yun nga, because of that, kailangan mong i-ano rin sa kanila na hindi na yun natin puwedeng gamitin. May mga tao kasi na hesitant sa change, eh. Even if ano, parang hindi na yun applicable or kahit or hindi na siya working, parang they will still stick to that kind of nakagisnan nila. So, you need to yun, parang anong tawag nun, persuade. Tama ba yung English ko dito? Persuade, pursue? Anyway, kung mali man, please comment down below kung anong tamang term. Basta basta parang i-ano mo sila, ano ba yung Tagalog yun? Yung parang you need to, um, hmm, nakalimutan ko yung tamang term. Pero it's more of sabihan mo sila na ito yung gagawin natin moving forward without hurting them. Alam mo yun? Without hurting their feelings kasi nga hesitant sa change sila. So, feeling ko na-gets niyo na yan. So, let's move forward 'no. Visionary leadership style. So, ito naman yung klase na leader or ginagawa ng leader, kanyang style niya na, meron siyang parang inuuna niya yung vision. Parang meron siyang nakikita na future, parang gano'n. Parang for example, um, in for example lang 'no, for in 10 years time mawawala na ang mga ganitong klaseng job, levels. Kasi nga because of automation for example. So, as a leader at ang goal mo is dapat magstay yung mga members na yun. Of course, hindi mo sasabihin sa kanila na mawawalan na yun 'no, kasi parang magpa-panic sila, 'di ba? So, ang gagawin mo is you need to ask them to do something else beside from what they're doing, right? So, mayroong butiki na umaayon sa atin kung naririnig niyo. Anyway, so back to our visionary leadership style. So, yun nga. So, meron kang mga as a leader, you are on the top kasi, 'di ba? So, you have a wider view of the horizon. And sometimes may mga bagay na you will decide for your own kung ano ba talaga yung legacy mo na iiwan mo. So, may mga vision ka, may mga gusto kang mapuntahan, I mean your group mapuntahan, not a place but parang parang ano, parang situation, no, 'di ba? So, yun may vision ka kung ano yung maging gusto mo sa group mo, right? So, for example, in the organization kung gusto mong maging number one yung team niyo, ganyan. For example, sa whatever, for example, sa marketing or sa sales. So, ayun, yun yung vision mo. So, mga gano'n. Hindi lang puro transaction, hindi lang puro making sure na your members are good, happy in terms of their normal activities, gano'n. But also there is a change, there's a parang we have a goal. I think this one is the first thing that you need to do, eh. Parang if you're a leader, once you start working as a leader, dapat yun yung pinakauna mo, 'di ba? Nase-set sa mind mo. In politics naman or sa gobyerno or sa mga presidente, mga gano'n, nakikita natin 'to yung sa kanilang mga plataporma, 'no? So, meron silang mga vision na sinasabi sa'tin, ito yung gusto nilang mangyari if they will be elected, ito yung mangyayari. Ito yung made-deliver ko, parang gano'n, or ito yung gusto kong mangyari sa ating bansa, ganyan. Similar lang din sa atin. So, and actually it's not just for ano naman, it's not just for leaders. It's for everyone, 'no? Lahat tayo should have our own vision in life, kahit short term man yan or long term. For example, gusto mong bumili ng iPhone or ng tablet or what. So, yun yung vision mo, 'di ba? Parang mababaw lang siya pero it's still a vision na gusto mong mangyari. So, because you have that aim na eventually magkakaroon ka ng ganyong item, ng gano'ng product. So, after your vision is the action, right? So, it's important na merong vision yung leader. So, meron siyang gano'n. So, ayan, that's the visionary leadership style. So ayun yung 5 mga leadership style na naibanggit sa Leadership in Turbulent Times na libro ni Doris Kearns Goodwin. So sa akin naman, so if I'm going to parang for example, 'no, parang kung yung leader, kasi yung 5 leadership styles kasi dapat nandoon yun lahat in every leader. Dapat meron yung gano'n. Hindi siya lang parang specific lang. Siguro may mga times na parang mas nag-highlight yung gano'ng leadership style niya. Kasi sa term niya, yun yung kailangan, eh. Pero it's not about parang ito lang yung focus mo. But it should be, yung 5 yun, should be in you, no, as a leader. Or even if you're not a leader, dapat meron kang ganong klaseng set of skills or styles. Ganun, styles na lang kasi parang, 'di ba, in every style may mga skills. So, let's put it in a category called styles. So, okay, so kahit hindi ka leader, well, actually, kahit hindi ka naman leader in your title, eventually you will be a leader din naman. For example, if you will become a parent, you will become a leader. If you're a father or mother, you will lead your family. So that's still leadership, no? So every one of us, I believe, magiging leader, hindi lang siya yung parang leader na we all know, diba? Title na team lead mo siya, manager mo siya, presidente siya, barangay captain, ganun. Even a student, a simple student, will become a leader, or a leader already probably, no? Kahit hindi naman siya member ng sa school, government body doon. So, kahit simpleng estudyante lang is already a leader kasi baka siya, eldest, di ba? Something like that. Anyway, so yun nga. So, dapat meron ka nung 5 leadership style na nabanggit ni Doris. And for me, if ever na you will be in the situation where you need to exercise your leadership, so the first thing for me that you need to do is do the visionary leadership style. Dapat may vision ka, may plano ka sa buhay mo, or sa group mo, or sa family mo, sa member ng organization mo, or kung isa kang barangay captain sa barangay mo, ganyan. Mayroon kang goal na once you are hired or you are elected as a leader, kunwari barangay captain ka, so pagpasok mo nun sa office, first job mo is to set your goals. Of course, kung mga politicians, mayroon na silang mga goals kasi plataforma yun, di ba? Pero assuming lang na nakalimutan mo yung plataforma mo, at the end of the day, you will still kakalimutan mo yung plataforma mo, assuming lang, no? So, once you start your office, dapat meron kang vision kung ano yung gusto mo mangyari, ano yung maging legacy mo once you end your term, ano yung maiiwan mo na magagamit ng future generations pag ano. So, yun. The first one is leadership style. Tapos next naman doon is transformational leadership style. Of course, you have vision, but it must have action. So you need to act on it. As a leader, of course, hindi kasi leader ka nga. So may mga members ka, no? So may mga members kang mga pasaway. May mga ganun, hindi talaga sila, mahirap silang i-onboard sa gusto mong mangyari. So, yun, doon matitest yung skills mo in negotiating them, diba? In persuading them na dapat ganito, ganyan, na ma-onboard mo sila lahat sa gusto mong mangyari, sa vision mo. So, ma-test. So, doon yung papasok yung transformational leadership. The next to that one is pag naka-start na ng kung 70, siguro mga 80 to 90% of your members onboarded na sa gusto mo mangyari, sa vision mo. So they're growing na, your start na your journey, ganyan. So along with that one, of course, you need to keep them healthy, not just their health, no, yung physical health, but yung mga mindset nila, ganyan, yung mga dapat happy pa din sila. So yun, importante yun. So para they will still continue sa goals mo, para nandun pa din sa kanilang isipan. Or kung isa ka namang kung sa war pa, yung loyalty nila is still with you. Ganun. So kailangan mo silang alagaan. Parang ganun. Tapos next to that, so yun yung transactional leadership. So parang you need to keep them happy. Ganyan. And of course, in every journey, may mga problema, may mga bagyo na darating. So yun yung doon papasok yung crisis management. So you're able to, as a leader, parang dapat meron kang skills in handling crisis. Ganyan. So para lahat, of course, pag may crisis, hindi naman lahat, magiging safe. Well, that's the goal, pero let's face it, may mga collateral damage talaga, may mga magiging collateral din. But at least at least majority of your members are para kumaga safe during crisis, or at least meron kang mitigation plan, ganyan. Next is turn around leadership. Sometimes kailangan nating mag-detour, mga ganyan. So kailangan mo silang maliban doon sa nasabi mo na goal, for example, meron mo kang yung goal na yun or yung vision na yun, medyo malabo siyang mangyari in a short span of time, assuming isa ka lang barangay captain, so may ilang years ka lang na maglingkod. So para mayroon pa ring legacy sa term mo. So sometimes you need to find ways kung ano yung mga short term lang na mga activities or mga activities na makaka-create ng legacy mo. So yun, magka-turn around. So kailangan mo siyang mag-detour kayo. So again, kailangan mo na naman yung negotiation skills, yung mga ginagawa mong skills doon sa transformational style na leadership is you need to do it again, pero medyo with creativity at this time. Diba? So ayan. So ano ba? So yun lang. So yun lang yung 5 leadership style na kung if ever pagkakasunod-sunod, yun yung parang for me is the order, diba? If you are going to be a leader or something, or you're going to be on a position na you need to lead members talaga, so yun yung pagkakasunod-sunod. Ayun, so thank you so much mga best, mga kaibigan, mga sis, mga sir, mga moms. Thank you so much sa pagkikinig sa ating podcast ngayon. Sana ay magkita tayo ulit, or sana ay mag-tune in kayo ulit sa next episode ko. Please follow naman my podcast here in Spotify, or kung saan ka man nakikinig ngayon, kung anong platform man yan. Kung may follow button dyan or subscribe, please click that one para naman ma-update ka kung meron akong new update or may new post ako na podcast. Once again, this is Caro and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you and goodbye.